defense. He knows how to play the game.
He knows how to play the game, and he's not afraid to kind of come up from the bottom again, which is something he has had to do time and again in his career. He was starting with a $150 tryout with the Austin Toros 7 years ago and making it all the way to the NBA.
So the Warriors went a little zone there for the blue team as you watch the NBA playoffs, and I was lucky enough to be in Orlando for 18 days with TNT, and I just take that Warrior roster. Smiley, good defense, better finish by Marquise Chris, is take the Warriors at Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green, and then either say Looney, Marquise, or a draft pick at the 5. Then you throw in Pascal. Then you look at other guys in a Damian Lee, Mulder. Tell me how many other teams go 7, 8, 9 deep like that. The Warriors, they will be heard from next season. I guarantee that. That's the one thing that, a lot of injuries and almost a year off this past year. The Warriors will be back in the mix next season. This is not going to be, 2-3 years from now.
No, next year this is a team that expects to compete for an NBA championship. Everyone in this organization believes just that. And just to think, if you can have Pascal and Jordan Poole and Damian Lee as significant guys off the bench instead of having to start them with a full, healthy roster.
Broken out the checkbook to pay people. I get excited about what the Warrior roster will look like because I know the compete level of Joe and Bob and Steve Kerr and this organization. And what that makes me excited for is that three's dropped in there by Ryan Taylor is that Dub Nation, that they realize, hey, wait a minute, we had the 1 year. There's Simmons answering right back with a 3. We had the 1 year that's off, but this championship run, it's going to be restarted. It's not over.
It's definitely not over. I saw the term being used that this was a gap year, if you will,
all right,
with all the injuries. And that's exactly what it felt like because the feeling within this organization was, all right, the rest of the league can have 2019, 2020, but starting in 2021, this team is back, and it certainly looks like it once you get everyone healthy and the depth that they have built through the taking of the lumps in the 2019-2020 season.
Denver is good. The Clippers are good. The Lakers are good. Utah is good. Houston is good. We are back to 5, 7, 8 years ago when the West was just monsters, and Taylor is really shooting the ball well. But you know what I'm saying? The days of 65, 67 wins. I don't know if anyone wins 57.
Yeah. That's
the
55.
That's the point. There is that the Warriors had prior to the incredible run. They had 4 50-win seasons in the history of the franchise. Okay, and Don Nelson had 2 of them. But they had 4 50-win seasons ever. 75 championship team didn't win 50 games. And so when the Warriors were stacking up 67, 73, 67, I tried to tell people this is rare air. That's why they had the best 6-year record ever in the history of the NBA. Not Magic, not the Spurs, not Russell Celtics, not Michael's Bulls. The best 6-year record is the Golden State Warriors during that era in the regular season. But I think you're going to get back to when Jordan Poole left his feet there by, if you're doing, roto basketball, they probably have the deepest team and the most talent. But you have to have a chemistry and a camaraderie, which I think Miami exemplified on the other end of the spectrum and getting to the finals, that it isn't always just throw talent together. And that's where a camp like this matters in terms of, does everyone know about Alan Smailagić growing up in Serbia? Do people know about Juan Toscano Anderson and growing up in the Bay Area? Like, the friendships and the bonds and the things that are tested under stress in an NBA season, those things are built now.
They are.
That's how teams get built, and a nice finish by Marquise Chris.
Using the left hand there. They're built now. They're built during the regular season. If you have guys healthy and you can play them all together at the same time, that just builds the chemistry that you need in the playoffs as well.
And 7 straight playoff seasons, 5 trips to the finals, best 6-year regular season run ever in the history of the sport, 3 titles, 73 wins, best win record ever in a single season, the gap year, and then chapter 2, or whatever you want to call the next edition.
Yeah, I'm going to give credit to Ethan Sherwood-Strauss for that. That's who I initially thought maybe someone else used it. Then they wanted to save his days because he was on a 2-way contract to start the season. He can only spend 45 days up with Golden State games and practices. His first game in the G League was like a 27, 8, and 8 kind of line. I mean, he just picked up exactly where he left off. This guy is super athletic, really guards his yard well. I think,
and like I said, I'm smiling every time I see Kevon Looney. And there's Marquise, a little duck in. That's a kind of a play the Warriors always run on the inbounds, and Marquise would want that one back for sure. So you're not putting a ton of offensive installation, as you'll have the and one opportunity for Looney, but it still helps when you do have training camp. You get to run when you play defense, when you get stops and run off of those stops. That's the part that people see all the great shooting, but that's because you've come up with stops, had outlet passes, moved without the ball. That the Warriors are not a walk it up half court team. I'll tell you what, Ryan Taylor, the 3-point shooting, where did he come from?
Yeah, so this is a guy who played at 3 different colleges: Ohio, Evansville, and Northwestern. Didn't exactly perform as well as they thought he would at Northwestern after leading the conference scoring in Evansville. But he's just he's a great shooter, as you can see. He's also a tough player. His freshman year at Ohio, he played with mono for 3 weeks without realizing he had mono. He's just a guy who puts his head down, goes out on the court, and performs. 3 to 4 years away from the prime of his career.
So Marquise Chris forcing the turnover there, and so you can see the blue team with a little energy right now. But I'd say there's been energy the entire way. And the other good thing, you mentioned Summer League, when you're scrimmaging and it's an inter squad, you don't have like the cheap shot fouls and kind of the physicality that doesn't, these guys are playing real basketball, but nobody's doing anything kind of silly because these are your teammates.
Exactly, especially in Summer League when you can have 10 fouls and then you foul out. Those games can get super chippy.
Oh, how about Marquise Chris? Now, he guides at home, but who created that play? Jordan Poole again.
Oh, that was a very nicely thrown lob there by JP.
Now, the catch radius of Marquise Chris, just get it anywhere in the stratosphere, and you're going to be okay. And Mulder pulls the string a little short there. So the final minute of this little mini scrimmage, and this has been fun. Number of guys playing some good basketball. Good to see all the blue and white out there. Good to be in the building again. And there's Mulder playing the defense that you talked about.
Yeah, that's the thing. He knew that his ticket to the NBA is going to be more than just making threes. He needs to be able to do stuff on the defensive end and lock guys up.
We're fighting for a jump.
Yeah, that's the thing. That non-guarantee is certainly a motivating factor for guys.
How nice was that play there, where Marquise Chris becomes the passer, and Sky Bowman can still get to the rim.
Oh, man, yeah, that guy has some serious he almost plays the game at times like a football player. That's because he was a really good high school football player.
That did not go through the basket. That went up underneath the basket.
Yeah.
Aaron Miles he just wants the bucket to count.
Yeah, and this might just be a scrimmage, but these guys are still competitive. They still want to win.
It's a 10-point lead right now in the final 16 seconds, so the outcome has been decided. but a little full court press. And the Warriors able to break it there. I've just been impressed with Jordan Poole and a number of guys, but just the way he's handled himself.
Fully stacked Warriors deck is certainly a happy thought.
Well, I think also, too, showing, okay, yeah, I'm a backup too, but I can handle and do some things with the ball in my hand. And that versatility, that's what the coaching staff is always looking for guys. All right, so that'll do it.